All right, now let's talk about it. So I'm on Threads or Instagram's Twitter, whatever, and I see this post where homie is just saying there are no perks to dating a materialistic woman, right? And eventually you start hating every holiday, b-day, and anniversary, feeding your money into a black hole that is never satisfied and doesn't even appreciate it, right? And now we can imagine what these comments look like. There's if you broke, just say that. If you can't afford it, just say that. And it's like he didn't even mention a price range. Materialism isn't only about prices, right? Part of being materialistic means that items mean more to you than people. It means that you have an affinity for stuff, even if the stuff isn't necessary and doesn't make sense. And part of his problem is the never satisfied part and the appreciative part. Like if you have someone who is super materialistic, all they're looking for is consuming more, right? And so in the comments, like I said, there's a lot of women coming for him like, hey, if you can't afford it, then just say that. What's wrong with a woman who likes nice things? There's a difference between liking nice things and being obsessed with stuff. If you're willing to put yourself in a bad financial position and risk your future safety and well-being because you want this bag, that's not smart, right? And so this is a comment that I think is super important. She said, never satisfied part is what's important because there's a difference between women who like gifts and women who demand them. There's a difference between someone who berates your character and judgment as a person because you didn't get the item that they wanted and someone who doesn't feel as if you see them, period, right? You could buy somebody a $50 gift that literally fits a complaint that they've had, right? And they're like, oh my God, this is the perfect thing that I need. You just solved the problem. And then you could buy somebody a gift that is $50 and there was the same thing that fixes the problem, but it was $250. And they want to know why'd you buy the $50 one versus the $250 one because that's the one that they wanted. And if you tell them, oh, well, they both fit the same need and purpose, and they're disappointed in this and they don't even want it because it's cheaper, that's somebody who's materialistic. They're not looking at the value of the item in their life. They're looking at the price tag that's on it. And as someone who grew up looking at items and quality, price is not always a determining factor in quality or something even being worth it. And so that's where it becomes a problem. When you deal with someone who's ungrateful, that is tiring. It doesn't matter if you're able to provide it or not. It's the fact that it's a never ending cycle. For people who are truly materialistic, homie brought up a good point. He's like, literally, the synonym of materialistic is greed and greedy and consumerism. Consumerism leads directly into capitalism, and greed is not a compliment. It's never been used as a positive thing. Greed is a negative word all the time. So if the synonym to materialistic is greed and greedy, I don't understand why he has 650 replies and the majority of them are women who are arguing with him about him saying, I can't not be with a materialistic woman. There's no perks. And eventually you start hating every holiday, birthday, and anniversary. The reason why he started to resent them is because instead of having peace and enjoyment, it's a time of comparison and it's a time of, oh, you did this, but you didn't do that. Oh, I got this, but I didn't do this. It's like, it takes the joy out of it. Like buying things for people is supposed to give you a sense of joy and happiness because you're doing something nice for them. You shouldn't have anxiety and be stressed out because are they gonna like it? Is this the one that they wanted? Did I spend enough money? Did I get them enough items? Like, no, bro. So I don't know. I'm gonna just say this. I feel as if a lot of women relate the price of objects and items to the worth of themselves. Whereas if someone doesn't give them an item that exceeds a certain price value, they feel as if the value of the item is determining their value. When no materialistic item outside of you could ever make you more or less valuable. It's a resource that can be taken at any given time. The true value of a person is what's within them and their knowledge. And that's another thing. A lot of people will want materialistic things in order to put them on and create the illusion or the perception of something. And I might make people mad with this, but I believe that a lot of women, especially a lot of women in the black community, use their outside appearance to make up for their inner world, their emotional mental health and well-being. If I look the part, that's all that matters. It's a measure of vanity. If I have these items, right, and it's like telling yourself that you're good enough for it and you deserve it, therefore you should have it, but it's just because of the visual of what it looks like. The more you start to mature emotionally, mentally, and financially, the less worried you are about owning any material item, unless it's adding something to you. You feel me? Whether it's adding more income or adding ease to your life. Having stuff just to have stuff becomes way less interesting the more emotionally evolved you become and the more mentally evolved you become, because you realize that these things are liabilities and they're a waste of space and time. It's like literally, I'm not gonna front. I have three little, you feel me, like knapsack bags, like little shoulder bags like that. And so originally I bought one because I didn't have one, right? And then I got gifted one because someone seen that I liked my bag so much, right? And then I went and bought a Coach one just because I wanted a Coach one, right? Then I bought a fourth Coach one just because I wanted a Coach one that was a little bit bigger. And now I'm looking at my wall like, bro, you have four mini bags. You can only carry one at a time, and two of them are straight black, one's black and gray. So all three of them you can wear with pretty much anything. Don't buy another fucking bag. Just last night I had that thought to myself, like, all right, bet you have four bags and you don't need four. You can only carry one at a time. Do not buy any small shoulder bags. But a materialistic person is going to look at it like, oh, I like that. I want that. Can I afford it? Because if I don't get it and I want it, I'm doing myself a disservice, especially because I can afford it. It's like people who get stuff because they can afford it or because they have enough money for it are super, super, super dangerous. That means you're searching for validation for the worth of yourself and your person from the outside. You're determining what you are and what you deserve by materialistic items that literally can be disintegrated like that. And so I think that's the biggest problem. Whereas like when people see the word materialistic, or when men say like they don't like women who are materialistic, a lot of women get upset because they feel as if you're telling them that they shouldn't want stuff or that they don't deserve stuff. But the more that you become secure with who you are as a person and what you offer as a person outside of tangible physical items, you don't even really care about having stuff. You only buy stuff if it's useful, if it's able to be utilized, if it has a purpose. Buying stuff just because you like it, because it looks good, or just because you have the money is actually very wasteful, and in my opinion shows low intellect. The smarter you are, the more that you're going to spend your time looking for things that are of use and benefit. You're not going to buy the same item three times because you know you're just going to be looking at it a majority of the time. But you know, this is something I thought was interesting. I thought this conversation was interesting, so I had to say my 1-2 ditty on it. If you materialistic as fuck, so be it. The next time you go waste a stack and then you look down like, damn, that was a waste of bread, just remember it was because you're not secure enough in yourself and happy enough with yourself with the way you are. So you're dressing up your outside appearance to make you feel better.